Now we will study about next classification, that is Animalia, that is the group animals. These are eukaryotic in nature because they have a defined nucleus, multicellular in nature, and are heterotrophs. Heterotrophs means they depend on other organisms for their food. They have no cell wall, whereas plant had a cell wall. Most animals are mobile because they can move from one place to another. First classification under the Animalia group is the Porifera. Pori itself tells the organism with holes or pores. The word Porifera means organisms with holes. Non-mobile organisms or non-motile, that means they cannot move and they are attached to some solid support. Whether a support is there, they are attached to those support. There are holes and pores all over their body. These lead to a canal system that help in circulating water throughout the body to bring in food and oxygen. Since there are holes on the body, the food and oxygen can be transferred from one place to another. Here, inside and outside can take place food and oxygen. They are covered with a hard protective layer or a skeleton. The outside body is covered with a skeleton-like structure. The body involves very minimal differentiation and division into tissues. This is the simplest classification, and no complex division is there in these type of organisms. Commonly known sponges, mainly found in marine habitats. Spongula, Cycon, Eucalyptia are some common examples. These are the diagrams of Cycon, Spongula. So basic characteristic of the first group and Porifera. Porifera explains that these organisms are with holes, and the holes allow them to transport or circulate water throughout their body. Their body is covered with skeleton and minimal differentiation and division is there inside their body. So next is second division is Coelenterata or Cnidaria. So these animals also live in water. They show more body design differentiation as compared to Porifera. Cavity is present in their body. Cavity means a space is there inside their body. Body is made of two layers of cell. One makes up the cells on the outside of the body and the other makes the inner lining of the body. See, two layers are there. One is the outside layer and the other is the inside layer. So their body is two layer. Some live in colonies, like that, in groups. Example is corals, while some have a solitary lifespan. They live alone, that is Hydra. Some other examples are jellyfish, sea animals. See, first one is the Hydra. Hydra moves with the help of tentacles. Tentacles is there, so it has two layers of cell and they are commonly found in water. Another example is sea anemone. These are the tentacles present on its surface. Next is Platyhelminthes. Body is bilaterally symmetrical. Bilaterally symmetrical means that the left and the right half of their body is the same. So there are three layers of cell. In Porifera there were no layers, no minimal layers. In Coelenterata there were two layers. Now in the further division, Platyhelminthes says that it has three layers of cell from which differentiated tissues can be made. They are known as triploblastic. So triple means three layers. So their name suggests they are triploblastic in nature. This allows outside and inside body linings and some organs to be made. So there are three layers, inside and outside body linings are there. Some degree of tissue formation, some complex form is there. No true internal body cavity or coelom. The internal body cavity is known as coelom, in which well-developed organs can be accommodated. Body is flattened dorsoventrally. That means from top to bottom it is flattened, which is why these animals are called flatworms. Either they are free-living or parasitic. They live on a host. Free-living organisms include planarians, parasites like liver flukes. See, this is a planaria. The eyes are there. Body has a outside and inner body linings. So it is branched. Gastrovascular cavity is there in between. So well-developed organs can be accommodated in this cavity. Next, nematoda. Nematoda is bilaterally symmetrical, that is their left and right part is the same. They are triploblastic, that means they have 3 layers of cell. Body is cylindrical rather than flattened. See, Platyhelminthes had a flattened body and Nematoda is rather cylindrical. There are tissues, no real organs, although a sort of body cavity or pseudocoelom is present. A body cavity is there and it is very familiar as parasitic worms causing diseases. Parasitic worms like which cause elephantiasis or worms in our intestine like roundworms or pinworms. They are included in the group Nematoda. So they are parasitic in nature. They live inside a host. So Ascaris male is cylindrical in nature whereas female is elongated in nature. Wucheria, that are some examples of Nematoda. Next is Annelida. Annelida is bilaterally symmetrical. They are triploblastic in nature. They have a true body cavity. That means they have a true body inside their system. Allows true organs to be packaged in the body structure, thus extensive organ differentiation. They have different organs, different organs for the different functions. The differentiation occurs in a segmented fashion with the segments lined up one after the other from head to tail. They usually live in water as well as on land. Earthworm, leeches. Whenever rain occurs, you have observed that earthworms come on the land. So earthworm is one of the example of Annelida. They live in fresh and marine water as well as on land. So earthworm and leech is one of the examples of Annelida. They have a segmented body from top to bottom. Next is Arthropoda. Arthropoda is the largest group of animals in the different classifications. So largest group is Arthropoda. These include butterflies, houseflies, spider that you usually see in your homes, prawn, crab. These are included in Arthropoda. They are also bilaterally symmetrical and segmented. Open circulatory system, and so the blood does not flow in well-defined blood vessels. There is an open system, blood can flow in any of the direction. The coelomic cavity, the cavity inside the body is blood filled because they had the open circulatory system. They have joint legs. Arthropod word itself suggests it is jointed legs. Next is mollusk. Mollusk is bilaterally symmetrical. We are observing that after Platyhelminthes, all were bilaterally symmetrical and triploblastic in nature. So mollusk is also bilaterally symmetric, but coelomic cavity, inside cavity is reduced in the terms of mollusk. They are tilted, segmented, open circulatory system and kidney-like organ for excretion. So mollusk has the new kidney-like organ for excretion. The foot used for moving around. The octopus has a foot which is used for moving around. Example, snail, mussels. So these are included in the group mollusk. Next, Echinodermata. Echinos means spiny mammal. So here echino is a hedgehog, which means a spiny mammal, whereas derma means skin. All your skin medicines which come with, they are termed as derma. The study is also included in the derma medicine. So echinos means spiny mammal and derma means skin. So these are spiny skinned mammals. Exclusively free living marine animals. They are triploblastic in nature. 3 layers of cells is there. Have a coelomic cavity inside the space is there. Have a peculiar water driven tube system that they use for moving around. Had calcium carbonate structure that they use as a skeleton. So outside their body has a skeletal structure which is made up of calcium carbonate, which is hard in nature. Example, sea stars, sea urchins. You write down the points, then it will be easy for you to understand and learn what are the basic characteristics of each classification. There are the simple evolution in each of the organisms. So the first group, then the second group, See, Porifera was the simplest organism, then came the Coelenterata, then Platyhelminthes. Each has its own modification and different characteristics evolved in each of the organisms. So, next we'll learn about Protochordata. Protochordata is bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic in nature and have a coelom, have a body cavity inside their feature. New feature involved, they have a notochord at least at some ages during the life. What is a notochord? Notochord is a rod-like support system that is running inside the body of the animal, which is runs along the back of the animal, separating the nervous tissue from the gut. So it helps them to stand straight, or their body gets a support system. It provides a place for muscles to attach for ease of movement. So these animals move easily. They are motile in nature. These are marine animals. Example involved Amblioxus, Balanglossus, Herdemia. So this is the diagram of the Balanglossus. This involves proboscis, collar. So it has a notochord inside, running inside the body, which helps them to support and their body. It helps them to stand straight, which acts as a support system for their body. Next we have is Vertebrata. Vertebrata has a true vertebral column and an internal skeleton. Completely different distribution of muscle attachment points to be used for movement. So they have different distribution of different points that used for the movement. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, coelomic and segmented. Complex differentiation of different tissues and organs. See, these vertebrata is a classification where different tissues and organs are identified so that different working is taking place. Each and every organ and tissue is performing a different function. All chordates possess different features. They have a notochord. Notochord is the support system running inside the body. Have a dorsal nerve cord. Are triploblastic in nature. 3 layers of cells are there. Have paired gill pouches and are coelomic. So vertebrates is further classified into 6 classes: Cyclostomata, Pisces, Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves and Mammal. Aves is the birds, mammal is the human being which can reproduce, reptiles, Amphibia, Pisces are the fishes, and Cyclostomata are the jawless vertebrates which are slimy in nature. Thank you. Now we'll discuss about vertebrates in our next video.